Hey everybody, Green Eileen here, and I am at my local county landfill today. I wanted to make this video so you kind of have an idea of how landfills work and how they're not a dump, that landfills are actually very complex and that they're here to essentially protect the environment. And they do that because, one, they're highly regulated. You can imagine they have federal laws, state law, local laws. They have the Environmental Protection Agency. They have air quality control. They have water control. And that's all to ensure that when a landfill is in existence, that it's not polluting our air, our water, and our habitat for this generation and many generations to come. They start with a canyon. This is a beautiful Prima Deshecha canyon here in San Juan Capistrano, and in that canyon they put a really thick millimeter plastic. And that is to capture the groundwater, because you can imagine that groundwater is probably really polluted by the time it gets there. They have a containment area, they treat that water, and they use it to keep down the dust. It's a landfill, so there's a lot of dust in the air. So they keep the soil nice and moist, so there's just not a lot of dust in the air. The second thing that they do, as you can imagine, it's a landfill, so it creates a lot of methane gas. That's a byproduct of all the stuff that we put in the earth. And rather than burn it off, they use that methane gas to power their facilities. So it's used again. It's not there to pollute the environment. One thing that's actually very innovative that they started several years ago was they did a case study, and they looked at what was in residential trash. They found out that 25% of it was actually materials that could be recycled. So they partnered up with CR&R, which is down the road, and they're a recycle facility. They said, hey, we're going to have you go sort through our trash, and so we have more recycled items that go to you rather than go into the landfill. They also found out that a lot of materials were hazardous waste materials that people were trying to sneak into their trash cans rather than dispose of it at the appropriate facility. And I'm talking about paint, talking about pesticides, herbicides, fertilizers, things like that. And so rather than they bringing it to the treatment facility, they said, hey, what if consumers want that half pint of paint? Say that 5 times fast. And for a weekend project, or maybe they need that herbicide, maybe they need that pesticide, maybe they need the fertilizer. And what if we give them that product for free rather than it going into the landfill? So they have a recovery system here, and we as consumers can come and get up to 5 items per day for free to use in our garden and use in our house, and of course recycle that container once it's done. So I hope that you've learned something about the importance of a landfill. I encourage you to take a tour of your local landfill when you have an opportunity, so you can learn how it's operated and why it's so important for you to think about what goes into your trash, what should go into your recycle bin, and maybe what you should buy that's made out of recycled materials to keep that perpetuating. I'm Green Eileen from Oldroyd Realty, and please feel free to like, comment, and share.